Should I live in the Philippines full time? Yay or nay? We're going to talk about that. Hey guys, welcome back. Great to see you. Living in the Philippines full time at retirement, just dropping everything here and going was what I was thinking. This is what's in my plans. This is my future. And so my wife and I sat down and we were kind of looking at some things about in the Philippines that made me reconsider a little bit. Now, you know, if you're in great health and you don't get sick or you don't, whatever, then have at it. But if you're somebody that has health condition, I would maybe reconsider it a little bit, only because, as many of you know in the Philippines, that when somebody gets sick, you have to pay for your services before you get any services. And that could be a phenomenal amount of moolah, you know what I mean? The other thing also is, if you were in need of having an ambulance, good luck, because in most cases, one can't get to you in time. The other thing, if you need police, they can't get to you in time. There are so many things to look at and to consider on making these types of decisions. Now, in my case, I am not totally out of, I'm not in bad shape. I'm not, I'm overweight, yes, but I don't have like major medical problems to where, I wouldn't be able to live out my life there. It's just, I did have open heart surgery. I do have a mechanical valve. I am diabetic. And there's just certain things that you have to consider. Okay. What if, right? What if you were in need of having major surgery and you got to come up with a phenomenal amount of money all at one time? People think just because you're a foreigner or you're from America, you got tons of money. And that's just not true. It's just not true. A good example of that was there's a gentleman. I'm not going to really bring up his channel, what have you. Maybe some of you know who I'm talking about. Mike, who had a heart condition. He had to have heart surgery ASAP, right now. He was in dire need of having heart surgery and didn't have the money to pay up front. So it took people kicking in, donating, helping to make that possible for Mike. And it was genuine because he gave his sincere thank yous to many with tears that I believe probably saved his life. That's one example that you will face in the Philippines. If you don't have that kind of money, yeah, you may be facing problems. So that alone has made me reconsider maybe wanting to go there and live out the rest of my life. It's not just that, but for the most part, as you get older, as we all know, you pay for a lot of doctor visits. You have to continuously, constantly go to see the doctor when you have certain conditions. And yeah, it's just one of those things, guys. When you have to, I think it's really sad that a lot of people are dealing with that situation in the Philippines to where, you have a loved one that needs medical attention and you're turned away because you don't have the money to pay for it. I just think it's wrong. and I really wish that they would figure out a different way. And I know that they have a public hospital that, but still, you have to pay up front. Medications are usually fairly somewhat cheap in the Philippines. I had a bad experience with some meds in the Philippines. Not this visit here in March or in December and January, but 2 years before that in March, where I had left the U.S. here with a virus, and I was pretty much sick the whole time I was in the Philippines. And it got to the point to where, my wife says, listen, we need to go see a doctor. So I go see this doctor, and he prescribes me a antibiotic that I start taking right away. I think maybe 2 or 3 days into taking these meds, I look in my legs. It looked like my legs had thousands and thousands of bites. It was like the chicken pox all over my legs. They were bright red, and I looked ridiculous. And I was having a bad reaction to those medications. And because I had such a bad reaction to that medication, today, here we are, over 2 years later, my legs are totally scarred now from those meds. That's what it did to me. So it's a lot of different things, and I think for anybody that has, medical conditions, it's something certainly you need to look into and reconsider maybe wanting to do that. A lot of us, make decisions usually it's the wrong decisions. We kind of, it's beautiful, it's tropical, it's warm there. They don't have winters, what have you, and they got beautiful beaches, and yeah, that's all great, but can't enjoy it if you're not there. If you're always sick, you can't enjoy those things. So I've reconsidered that. That's for me, that's something that my wife and I had talked about, and even her being Filipino, she knows. Just out of concern, I don't know if it's the right thing for us to do, to just up and leave here and just move there. So what I've considered was, hoping I can make it work, would be we go with plan number 2, and plan number 2 would be leaving here in the winter months and living in the Philippines for a couple of months, and then coming back here in the summer months. So I kind of like that idea, if we could pull that through yearly. Being able to just pick up and go, and then come back, and when it's warm climate all year round, by doing it this way. So that's something that I definitely am considering. But as far as living there full time, I don't think so. I have a mechanical valve now, and there's a lot that I have to, I got to consider with this mechanical valve. I'm on certain medications, which I'll be on certain medications for the rest of my life with this valve. So chances of me ever getting those medications over there are slim. So I have to be able to take care of myself. So that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. And so I guess the whole thing behind this is that if you are considering on going to live in the Philippines full time, you might want to take a good hard look. And listen, I'm not in any way am I even putting anything in the Philippines down. I absolutely love the Philippines, and if I had it my way, I'd be there living full time, trust me. You all know how much I love the Philippines and the people. It's just certain things you have to really seriously take a hard look at and reconsider, and what I should say is consider. those things. So, and I have. So, but you know what, man, I got a ways off yet. I'm not an old stogie. Okay, I still got probably 10 years here. So who knows, right? Who knows? I may change my mind. I mean, but for now, that's kind of where it's at. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you guys want to contribute to that by commenting, you can do so. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you know when the next video is coming. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.